Ellen, Oprah, Ashton Kutcher, some of the biggest names in Hollywood are panicking as the feds close in, arresting people linked to Diddy. Diddy knows his only way out now is to start talking. And insiders claim this wouldn't be the first time. Diddy's been known to cooperate with the feds before.
So now we have two people come out saying that Diddy was talking to the feds. Do you think that's true?
Whether it's true or not, and he might have been cooperative in some way, shape, or form, you don't get away with human trafficking unless you give up John Gotti or something like that, and that's not what happened here. I can tell you, Jesse, that this investigation's been going on for a long time, very closely held by HSI, so much so that even some of the agents on the raid a week ago today didn't know whose house they were raiding until they got there. That's how closely held this investigation.
Wow, because there could have been a tip.
Absolutely.
And there are allegations that he was paying law enforcement through his chief of security, which also happened to be Michael Jackson's chief of security.
I don't know if I buy into that. You know, people in Diddy's situation like to have those involved in law enforcement close to them. But that doesn't mean they're taking payoffs. That doesn't mean they're doing big favors. They like that closeness. It's just like how Diddy was able to court Diageo or Estee Lauder. He was very successful in doing that, and that made him a lot of money and gave him credibility outside the hip-hop rap world. And that's what he was trying to do here, a lot like what Epstein did with very powerful political and business.
Diddy's been secretly working with the feds for years as a confidential informant, and now he's ready to talk if it means an early release. His lawyers know there's no other way out, so they're pushing hard for a deal. In exchange for his freedom, Diddy's willing to do whatever it takes, even if it means turning on the very people who once had his back.
How does it go on for so long? You know, when we were on the street, we didn't get a day's rest. I mean, the government was all over us. The FBI is all over us. They got investigations on us. They got informants. They got surveillance equipment.
He was like, not cutting you off, but he was an informant for years.
Was he really?
Yeah. That's why when people was like, oh, you're going to run, oh, he's not. It's the reason why these type of people get caught up. They always been telling they bigger than the law because they part of the law, you know? And as you know, all these people get tired of their rats.
Joe Rogan confirmed it too. There's no way the feds didn't know what Diddy was up to. The whispers had been around for years, and even industry insiders suspected something big. The raid on Diddy's mansion by Homeland Security proved it wasn't just another federal case. Homeland getting involved shows just how powerful and dangerous the people tied to this really were.
Do you think the government was involved in the P. Diddy stuff?
1,000%.
Really?
I think they wanted to blackmail serious Hollywood people, serious music people, serious athletes. I think that Diddy opens up a different world than Epstein opened up. And I think if you want control over people in that world, there's startling similarities between Diddy and Epstein. And, you know, I mean, Diddy had the same head of security as Michael Jackson.
What does that mean?
Well,
was Michael Jackson in the government?
No, Michael Jackson has been credibly accused of inappropriate activities.
Oh, right.
And he had a security guard.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just an interesting connection.
But generally, like, people that specialize in top-level celebrities like that, they work in the same circles.
Yes, but those are two top,
Yeah, but I see, that's what's interesting is, like, we didn't know about the Diddy thing until, look, I've been in Hollywood I was there for 25, 26 years or something like that. I didn't know about the Diddy parties.
No, I think you have to get invited to
a
them.
white party, like on like People magazine or something like that.
Well, I think it's just one of those things that, like, you're invited to, and you could go and show up there and stay for an hour, and it's all completely innocent. And then there are after parties or certain things.
Well, they would tell people,
right?
You know, at midnight, you better go the fuck home, or
it gets wild.
Be prepared to freak off.
And there's targets. I think people, they want leverage on certain people.
Well, certainly if you have artists, right? Like, say if you have an artist, he's the next Tupac.
Right.
And you imagine the amount of money a guy like that can generate. If you have some, like, super talented artist.
Right.
Fucking compromise him.
Yeah. Well, that's
now
right.
You got him.
And now you have him, and now he's got to kind of do what you want.
Gene Deal confirmed it. Diddy was working with the feds as a confidential informant. The secret meetings, the late night calls, Gene saw everything. Diddy walked around like he was untouchable, but the truth is, he knew exactly why. As long as he kept feeding the feds information, they turned a blind eye, letting his power and abuse go unchecked.
That's a confidential informant. They'll let you do crimes, as long as you don't do no murders and stuff like that. They'll let you go around and pay you. We had a lot of people on the payroll when we was doing security. Everybody had, somebody might have this first 10 hours, that 10 hours, or whatever. He was paying law enforcement. He had a budget for law enforcement. Now, if something goes wrong, those people got friends in certain places. Then plus he tells his handler, yo, can you make this go away for me? I'll give you this and that. Now, that could be a lot of speculations or whatever like that. But why would you have or be working for an FBI agent if you're not an informant? Why? So when you got that kind of money, you could hire people to make a lot of things go away for you. Like you hire lawyers. Those lawyers have police officers and people working for them, and investigators. Those investigators were former officers. So all of them in the backyard in Diddy bed together.
Industry elites and top record executives knew it too. Suge Knight's been saying it for decades. Diddy's always had a cozy relationship with the government. He's been snitching for years, and now there's nothing he won't say or do to save himself. Even his closest friends know what's coming. And they're already preparing to run.
If the answers are there, how could you not say they don't want to see Puffy get life? The FBI is the most powerful people in the world. It's government. They have great prosecution people. Look at the prosecution rate. I think it's maybe 92, 98%. If you was just looking at it, you wouldn't think the prosecutors, as great as they are, that they was really trying to get this man off the street. But if I was Puffy, I did some time and got it out the way. Because if he go in there and do a little time, he was going to feel he paid some debt to society. He'll start off where he left. If he get no time, the street's going to know the deal's been cut. If you get no time, nobody in the industry is going to fuck with him. It's going to be a bad problem for him because Puffy got to have security 24 hours a day. It ain't Puffy can get out of jail and start his own car up and drive around and live life. Him without security, he know he on ball time. So he had to have security. Him without drugs, shit, he probably wouldn't be able to have a conversation with nobody. He probably wouldn't be able to look nobody in the eye. He probably wouldn't even be able to bag a bitch.
It's possible that Diddy's deal with the government is already done. The details may never go public, but the signs are all there. According to TMZ, Diddy's been bragging to other inmates about getting a pardon. Even his lawyer, Mark Garagos, hinted at it, saying Diddy's planning something that's going to shock everyone.
There's a lot of news coming out. We reported a story about a pardon.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I'll tell you is I think your story was accurate. I'll leave it at that.
Well, I mean, this week some decision will be made. What's the feeling?
I have no idea about timing. All I know is everything that I read in that article looked accurate.
Well, look, that's probably some relief to Diddy's team, you know. And
I don't know. I think they're moving ahead. I don't think anybody is counting on anything, and
right.
I think the reporting was accurate.
How did you hear he's faring since the sentencing?
I don't know. I mean, I hopefully we'll see him soon and find out.
I guess lastly, I would ask, what do you think his future looks like.
I have the
know?
utmost confidence in Sean. I think Sean will make a comeback, the likes of which people are not expecting. So I've watched him. I've known him for a long time. I have the utmost confidence in him.
In whatever sphere, I mean, he's done
He's
the
done,
business, the
he's
music, the
iconic
fashion.
in a lot of ways, and I think he'll make a comeback. I'll leave it at that.
You don't think that he'll lose some fans, or do you think?
And you know, part of character is when you fall down, you get back up.
Hey, thank you, Mark.
What exactly is Diddy planning? And is it really a coincidence that just days after Mark's statement, TMZ confirmed Diddy and Donald Trump discussed a possible pardon? The real question now is, who's Diddy about to snitch on to secure his freedom?
Diddy could be a free man by the end of this week. We broke a story last night that Donald Trump is seriously considering commuting his sentence. And there has been a lot of fallout with our story.
By the way, commuting his sentence before he's even in a prison.
Right.
He's still at Brooklyn MDC waiting to find out which prison he's going to. But this is something that President Trump is considering. And the fact that he's considering it is causing a bit of an internal war at the White House, because not everybody in the administration thinks this is a good idea.
So we are told this, and this is coming from somebody high up in the White House. We broke that story, incidentally, that right after the sentencing, his legal team, Diddy's legal team, got in touch with somebody who had the president's ear, and that the president was looking at the paperwork.
And the president acknowledged that
like 2 days later.
Yeah, in the Oval Office.
2 days later. Yeah. So we now know that Trump is considering, we're told that he's kind of waffling, he's going back and forth on this, but there are staffers in the White House telling him, don't do it. So we put this story up last night.
When you look at Diddy's history and the ongoing criminal investigation, it's clear there's a lot more to the story than we were told. Diddy was allegedly committing crimes for over 20 years before getting caught. And we're supposed to believe no one said a word? The hotel staff, the security, the escorts, someone had to talk. So why wasn't Diddy arrested back then? The only answer that makes sense is that someone powerful was protecting him.
Let me ask you, one of the questions I had is, how does this go on for 20 some odd years? And the reason I say that, maybe there's a little, I don't want to say resentment, that's not the right word, but in my former life, the FBI was on us 24/7. We were like, I was indicted 7 times. I was arrested 18 times. I went to trial 5 times. I had 2 federal racketeering cases, 1 state. They were on me constantly. And look, I was a criminal. I was doing what I was doing, but I wasn't doing these kind of parties or anything like that. What I'm saying is, how does this go unnoticed or unbothered, I would say, for 20 years? So my first reaction is, this guy must be an informant. He must be doing something with the government. This is my thought. I have nothing to back that up, until Suge said to me that Diddy's been an informant for years.
So why was Diddy finally arrested after 20 years of working as a federal informant? And more importantly, are there other Hollywood insiders secretly working with the feds too? According to Gene Deal, the answer is yes. It's possible Diddy simply outlived his usefulness, and now the feds are squeezing him for every last bit of information they can get.
What could happen if he was an informant? Like, what made him turn on him?
Like I said, some people could retire. His name is too much in the news. Like, listen here, bro. They don't want you to be always in the news in a negative form. There's people that's probably worse than Diddy, but they not always in the news in a negative form. And then, like I said before, when he went against one of the world's biggest distributors of alcohol and spirits, they put out a campaign against him. They called their friends. They made him look real bad in the media. And a lot of that shit didn't go away, bro. It just compiled. And now with Cassie with her stuff, that Jonathan Odie, Lil Rob, and the 4 other people that filed cases. I think he got like 3 to 4 other cases that's filed against him that they trying to work out instead of going into court.
In 2024, just after Diddy's Miami mansion was raided, Ellen suddenly announced she was leaving the country for good. Her exit lined up a little too perfectly with Diddy's arrest, and fans quickly noticed something strange. The talk show host, known for her signature blonde look her entire career, suddenly changed her hair color and moved to England to start over. But the timing felt way too suspicious. Why would Ellen disappear from the spotlight right as Diddy's empire collapsed under trafficking allegations? And why the sudden image makeover?
Ellen DeGeneres and her wife Portia de Rossi have reportedly fled the US bound for the UK after Donald Trump's landslide victory. Numerous publications are reporting the couple have left the United States permanently. There are also reports the couple have put their Montecito mansion on the market. Entertainment publication The Wrap has the exclusive story and said, Ellen DeGeneres and wife Portia de Rossi have moved to rural England, put their Montecito estate on the market, and plan to never return to the United States, telling friends the election of Donald Trump was their primary motivation. Ellen DeGeneres has been a vocal Trump critic, so the move doesn't come as a surprise to most.
You're really bad. If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
Diddy and Ellen go way back. She was a regular at his infamous parties, and word is she knew the walls were closing in. Everyone who attended those parties knew Diddy had stories to tell. They were hoping he'd somehow slip away. But now that he's cornered and ready to confess, they all know one thing. Anyone connected to him could get caught in the fallout.
Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
No,
it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then No, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music.
People found out that Ellen was mean, and all these people came out and said, Ellen's actually she lost everything. She fell apart, disappeared, because people found out that this character that she was portraying in a half an hour on a television show is not really who she was. But I hadn't already known that, because I had a buddy who worked for her. My buddy Greg, who was one of her writers, was like, she's a monster.
Jay-Z wasn't the only billionaire in Diddy's circle. Jay-Z, Oprah, and Diddy, 3 of Hollywood's richest power players, were often seen together, plotting and planning behind closed doors. But as the layers of this story start to unfold, it's becoming clear there's a lot more to Oprah than anyone ever realized.
Because he was running with Oprah and them, he was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein, he was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them. I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support him. Because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z. We the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff, But you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or come forward and say, I support him.
In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan podcast, Elon Musk pointed out that Diddy's connections to Kamala Harris seem suspicious and need to be investigated. And now, guess who's been exposed for allegedly taking $1 million from Kamala in exchange for her public support? That's right, Oprah.
Well, it's just amazing how many people in the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala. Too.
Yeah, seriously, it's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes, it's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
Did you see the Babylon Bees take on it? Did you see the Babylon Bees?
Babylon Bees awesome, but
oh my God, they're so on fire because the left can't say anything. Well, the Onion has been crippled.
Well, the problem is that like the
find that post.
The woke ideology makes like humor illegal.
Yes.
So when like there's so many humor no-fly zones.
Right.
You can't make fun of anything.
Yeah. Babylon Bee had a thing about Kamala Harris. Diddy's ex-girlfriend urges Americans to trust her judgment. Yeah. By the way, you get to see how bad an actress she is too. That speech was terrible.
Like if she's gonna be warning people, why did she never warn anyone about Diddy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole thing is so strange to watch play out. It seems like the Diddy thing was like an Epstein-type compromise deal, where whether he was doing it himself. Conceivably, people want to think that he's attached to some intelligence agency or something like that. I think he's a gangster who made $1 billion and knew how to control people by compromising them. That's what I think. Whether or not he had help, I don't know. Whether or not he shared some of that information with people so they knew they had compromising stuff on people, I don't know. But clearly he was doing it for his own jollies too. There was something sick about it.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is that people in the music and entertainment industry had to know that Diddy was like, kids basically. And yet they still fed him kids. And like, where's the accountability?
There had to be rumors. There had to be.
They had to know.
Yeah.
They had to know.
Cat Williams was talking about it on.
Exactly.
Yeah, on that podcast.
But like who's feeding him the kids?
Right. Yeah. And what videos do they have of these people where they're willing to defend him? And they're willing to keep quiet about all this. Like how many people were compromised?
Yeah.
The whole thing is crazy.
Crazy.
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true. Okay.
I was paid nothing ever.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
I'm not talking about.
Do you think Prince Harry's gonna lose his visa now that Trump's president? Thank you, Oprah.
But her denials were debunked by FEC filings showing 2 payments of $500,000 to Oprah's company. This commentator said Oprah Winfrey was asked if she got paid for her endorsement of Kamala Harris. Winfrey denied ever being paid, but FEC filings says she receives 2 payments of $500K each. Why is she lying? This commentator slammed Oprah, saying, why would Harris pay someone to endorse her? And if you're Oprah, why do you need another $1 million? For God's sake, give it to a food bank or people in need.
To make things even worse for Diddy, it looks like he won't be getting any time off for good behavior. Less than 2 weeks after being transferred to Fort Dix, Diddy was reportedly caught drinking. That one mistake cost him big. Now he's no longer eligible for the RDAP program, the very program he was counting on to get out early.
Diddy got caught drinking in prison. This comes after Diddy was begging the judge at his sentencing hearing to let him free that day because he said he was a changed man, and this was the first time that he was sober in 25 years. Now, according to TMZ, Diddy has run into some trouble with prison officials after he was caught with homemade alcohol. And in prison, it's usually called hooch, but this homemade alcohol that Diddy was caught with was made of Fanta, apples, and sugar. According According to TMZ, the prison officials did want to move Diddy to a new unit after he got caught with his homemade alcohol, but they ended up reversing that decision, and it looks like Diddy is staying in the unit that he is in. What makes this even worse for Diddy is the fact that he is already ruining his potential shot to get an early release. You know that one of the reasons why Diddy wanted transported to Fort Dix prison is because the programs that they offer. That's because some of the programs that are offered at Fort Dix could give Diddy potentially up to a year off of his sentence. That's only if Diddy could be accepted and finish the program. And one of the things that they will deny you entry into these programs for is messing up and doing things you're not supposed to do. I mean, Diddy hasn't even been at Fort Dix for a full 2 weeks yet, and he's already doing things like this.
The real question now is, who's next? Who else is getting ready to flee the country, clean up their record, or vanish completely before Diddy starts talking? According to insiders close to the case, the list is way longer than anyone thinks. If you want the full rundown of celebrities allegedly preparing for federal indictments and exclusive details on who Diddy might expose next, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned.